for watching My News 26. I'm Abigail Blackrick. Today we're in Traverse City at the WTCM studio. I'm speaking with Chris Warren, General Manager of WTCM. Chris, you guys are approaching your 75th birthday, or you just had your 75th birthday. So in the 75 years you guys have been around, can you explain some of the history you've seen and has been here before you saw it?
Yeah, well, we were founded by Les Biederman, who was a Philadelphia resident, and he was canvassing the map of the country to find a location to build a radio station for a town or an area that was unserved. And he found Traverse City, and he fell in love with it like we all do, and built the station, AM 580, and the history, in the 75 years, obviously, a lot has changed. Technology, the population, listening habits. But the one constant for us is that we're local and we're trusted. We've been a trusted companion to our residents for 75 years.
So going back to when it started, things were kind of different. The media you put out was different. There was a lot more live music. Is that correct?
Most things were live. We did import some shows, The Lone Ranger, but there were certainly holes for the local programming, and we would enlist the help of church groups, certainly performers, singers. People would come in and we'd have a piano in the studio, and every hour a different group would come in and perform, sing, act. We could do plays, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. When did you guys take on the country music title?
Country, I think it was 1981. And it was just coming into popularity, but it wasn't as big as it is today. So it was a little bit of a gamble for us on our FM. And today it's the most popular station in Northwest Lower Michigan.
That's terrific. Something kind of unique about WTCM is that it's been family operated in all of its 75 years. Is that something that really makes WTCM unique?
Yeah, I think it does. And obviously, in the 21st century, corporate extensions and expanse has been a pretty normal thing.
Kind of taking over a lot of stations.
Right. And thankfully, we are not interested in becoming corporately owned. We have roots here in the community, and we have a lot of loyal employees that are family. So we don't expect to ever get into that playground.
That's great. And WTCM is the top radio station in the market. How do you think that's happened?
Well, the music obviously has a lot to do with it, but consistency. Consistency with our personalities. We have some of the longest DJs in the market, and so that says a lot for not just the company, but the product and the listenership. So.
And listeners, they are then able to have a connection with those DJs,
right,
and it brings it forth. And so these local people are able to meet with local listeners.
Yeah, it's listeners, and this is not just here, this is nationally or internationally, they really like to connect with somebody who is sitting near them, whether it's in their car or their office or their home, who understands, what you're going through, whether you're driving in a storm, you're driving to a performance or whatever it is you're doing, you know that you have a trusted friend who provides companionship when you need it.
Absolutely. And Chris, is there anything else about WTCM and in your 75 years that this wonderful radio station has been around that you would like the viewers to know?
Well, I would just like to thank the viewers, thank our listeners, because they're the reason that we're still in business. And I want to assure the listeners that we're going to be here for another 75.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
In Traverse City at WTCM, I'm Abigail Blackrick with My News 26.